What's up, everybody? Paul Hickey here with Data Driven Design and the Nashville Voice Conference. I'm here with Q Harrison Terry of Inevitable Human and Jeff Blankenburg, Evangelist for Alexa at Amazon. Super excited to talk to you, Jeff.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Jeff had an amazing keynote today. I liked what he did. He talked about kind of the flash and sizzle that everybody kind of already knows about Amazon Alexa, the different products that are coming out and the different use cases. But then he segued into how developers can use Alexa to build better skills using Alexa presentation language, for example. And then he even threw out some stuff near and dear to my heart for how the small business owners can build their businesses around it. Jeff, thank you so much for your awesome keynote today, and thanks for sitting down with us.
Thank you. This is great. I had a lot of fun this morning. It was, as you mentioned, like talking about things like realtors and people that can build a small business around voice. That's some of the most exciting stuff for me. I mean, it's cool to hear about giant pizza chains and car rental companies doing it, but like you expect them to dive in. But to have somebody like identify, like, hey, there's an opportunity for me. I think that's the stuff I get most excited about.
Absolutely. So one thing I really wanted to ask you. This comes from a small business owner who's a client of ours. We want to take her Alexa skill that was basically built for the devices with screens.
Okay.
The Echo shows. We want to take it to the next level. So we're looking at like the all recipes skill, the Food Network skill, which I think is potentially in partnership with Amazon.
Yeah.
And we want to use Alexa presentation language to kind of up the game on that. But then what we're also noticing on the Echo Show devices is some suggestions. Can you tell us, how do the suggestions work on the screen? Is there a priority given in any way, shape, or form from Amazon partners? Can small businesses get in that mix? And before I let you answer that question, maybe you can marry together the answer. Even with the devices without screens, what I've noticed as a user recently and as a skill builder is that I might try to invoke a particular skill, and then Alexa might not know exactly what I'm talking about, but she'll suggest maybe 2 or 3 other skills that are like my invocation or my speech. Can you tell us, like, from a small business owner standpoint, is there an opportunity for them to market their skill in that way, or how should they approach that?
Sure. So I don't have a lot of great answers for you on this. The way that I understand that stuff works is that it is not an automated, or it is an automated process, right? So skills that are matching those types of skill keywords and the things that the user was talking about, those are the things that are generally going to be recommended, but it's going to be the ones that people are already using. It's the most used, the most engaging skills. I don't believe currently there is a way for someone to, as you might be suggesting, like buy their way in and say, hey, I want to spend some of my ad money on something like that. I don't believe that there's an existing mechanism for that today.
Okay.
But I can certainly see how that's possible.
Yeah.
But no, to answer your question pretty bluntly, I don't believe there is a way today to get your way in there without just organically showing up.
Well, I think small business owners, this is actually great news, because I think that, like you said, it's about adoption. So if you can get people using your skill and build momentum and show it being valuable to the user, then that's the way that you can maybe get Alexa to suggest your skill when it's related to the search phrases that the user is having and the keywords in your skill.
Now, being an Alexa evangelist, right, at Amazon, we can talk about all the things that exist today, but one thing that I'm curious about, because Bradley Metrock, he's shown some signs. I think he's into his Alexa. Like, I think that Bradley actually has a relationship going with his Alexa that is a little bit beyond just the voice.
Sure.
It started there, but now it's got an affliction that we'll save the viewers from.
He likes his devices, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a trend that I know you see at large at Amazon.
There are a lot of people, I think, and we see this a lot in conversations with senior citizens, especially, where they may live by themselves, and it becomes. I don't want to make it sound grandiose, like they have this friend in the room or anything like that. Let's not go too hyperbole.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
All right.
But
you work at Amazon.
I do feel like there is something to be said for talking to someone and having them respond to you. And even if it's just getting the weather forecast or checking messages, or as Nick mentioned this morning, checking your favorite baseball team's scores, being able to just have that conversation and not sitting in silence all day, I think there's a lot of value in that.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, you've done a wonderful job just at Amazon at large with building trust with a device that's really just an object, right? And it's omnipresent. It can be in a cylinder speaker, it can be in a display, it could be in a bicycle, all I know, right?
Sure.
it really can be anywhere and everywhere. How do you think about that symbiotic relationship of device and technology and humanity and the trust that is needed in order for you to have a user experience that people want to grow and evolve with?
So I think the vision for Alexa in general is not to be focused on a device. The original inspiration was the Star Trek computer, right? And the idea that they're just on the bridge, computer do this thing and it just goes. I think the same idea comes here in that it's not really about the device. And if you walk into my house, you'll be like, Jeff, it's about the devices. Look at this. This is ridiculous. But there's
so you're in love with them too,
there's
man?
devices all over my house, man. But there's purposes to these things, right? If you have a device in just one room, if you're in the kitchen and it's in the family room, you're yelling. So you have one
Is it
in
in your bathroom?
There you go.
It's not in my bathroom, but it's in my kids' bathroom.
Why is it in your kids' bathroom?
They listen to music when they take a shower, right?
You're getting them started early. Huh?
Oh yeah. Well, they're
They
15,
check their
11.
math homework, right?
Right,
They
but
do
no,
all
but,
sorts of-
but honestly, if you think about like music in the shower, they're in the shower.
Yep.
Without having to touch anything, they can be like, oh, play my jam, whatever that happens to be, right? And they can just let that thing go. But I have.
You put it in the shower too, then.
It's not in the shower.
Are
It's
you
in
sure?
it's in the bathroom where the shower
But
is.
one's going in the shower.
No,
I
sir.
saw the Alexa shower head. You're not gonna.
We don't
That
make
was
that.
CES. You don't make it, but you approved it.
Well, people are making all sorts of stuff. Anybody that wants to use Alexa voice service can put Alexa in their devices.
Can I put Alexa in my body? So like a cochlear implant.
Sure.
Really?
I mean, we're close, right? We have Echo Buds already. That's
Right.
that's about as close as you're going to get.
So can we segue real quick?
Go
Because
ahead,
that's
take it away.
that's actually a good
Yeah.
chance to segue back into the developer talk. So
Of course.
So I actually have two questions for you, and maybe they go together. But we have had some clients that have asked us, can you put Alexa in our mobile app? Is that possible with Alexa voice service?
It is. So Alexa voice service allows you to embed the Alexa software in anything. If you build your own hardware, there's a great website called echosim.io.
Okay.
This was the original testing tool that people would use to test an Alexa without having a physical device.
Okay, right.
And you just go to the browser and you'd hold a button down, it would use the microphone in your browser and you could talk to it, and it was using AVS to transform all that and give answers back.
Okay.
So absolutely you could do that inside your mobile app or whatever, but you're building a thing where the user would have to push a microphone button or in some way interact. I don't think you can just have the mic open and have the listening like you would have like a normal Echo device, but they can communicate with Alexa in the same way that if you have the Alexa app on your phone, you can tap that, open it up, and talk to
So
it.
it can be like a navigation menu within another native mobile app using the Alexa voice service.
Yeah, I think you probably could because you can.
Okay.
I think you can even intercept things to be able to say, oh, they want to navigate to this part of the app or something like
Okay.
that. I think.
We're
going
going to try to push the boundaries on that. I might be emailing you.
Awesome.
And then my other question is, can you one thing that you talked about today? Can you tell us about the Alexa developer certification program?
Yeah.
Because we are building a lot of Alexa skills at Data Driven Design, like sometimes 2 or 3 a day, and we want to benefit from that. Tell us and all the other developers maybe out there watching about that program.
So this is just another AWS certification, right?
Okay.
So when you think about certifications, for a lot of people that are in the tech industry, they are things you want stamped on your business card. I'm an expert at this. I really know databases. I know whatever it is. And this is just the one that says, I know Alexa. And it's not about like, how do I talk to it or anything like that. It's about the design, so voice modeling, all that stuff.
Okay.
But it also dives into specifics around Lambda and how you use those things.
Okay.
How you persist data, how you think about the entire communication ecosystem, and then also things like in-skill purchasing and some of the other mechanisms that you see inside those. All of that stuff is covered by the test, and passing that, you're not going to build one skill or just sit in a talk. You're not going to pass the test.
Okay.
You really have to have done it to really understand what's going on with Alexa and how all the pieces work together.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.
Before you go, I want to ask you one question. It's not too weird. Not about your bathroom. Not about your kids and your relationship with Alexa. At large, what's fascinating you about voice the most in 2020?
The biggest thing for me that's happening with voice is it's creating situations where I don't have to use my phone. We've had this weird trajectory where it was, I always had my laptop, I always had a computer around to look stuff up, and then I had a phone, like 2005, 2006, and then I could look anything up on there. But now it's become this thing where I always have my phone in my hand, and to the point that my wife points it out. Right? Like, maybe you could put that down for a little bit. Totally agree with her, but like, there's a lot of times where I need it. Or we'll be talking about something. Here's a great example. You're hanging out with your buddies, and you have an argument about something. Maybe it's a sports star, or like the stats for some guy or whatever. And in high school, which was a lot of years now for me. But back in high school, we would have just said, agree to disagree, and that would have been the end of it. But now that can't happen, right? Now it's, I got to look this up, right? And you pull your phone up, and someone has to be right and someone has to be wrong, and we go through that entire process. So I don't want to have my phone out all the time. I want to be engaged and have conversations like I am with you guys. And in doing that, voice allows me to do that. I can just be like, Alexa, what was Tom Brady's stats last season or whatever? And we can quickly get to that point, because we're not going to go back to where it's like agree to disagree. We're never going back there.
I mean, eventually Alexa will just disagree with you, and then
she'll tell you like, no, you're just wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And on that note, we'll catch you all in the future. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, man.
It was a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
this is
Jay.
great. Thank you.
Awesome.